Hey everyone, it's Clint. Welcome to Sweetcast. So I'm doing a a reaction to a video about one of my videos, or kind of that mentioned my video. I don't know. We'll get into it. Basically, don't force people to disavow or apologize, or just don't force people on the internet to do your will is what it comes down to. And I'll make my case. First, though, Fatal is on Indiegogo. Check it out. It's in the link in the description below. Don't forget to back it. This is what would be considered a huge success on any standard whatsoever. But we want to make it not huge, but a massive success. So if you haven't backed it yet, check it out. Grab your T-shirt. If you have backed it, you've got the book. Get the T-shirt as well. And yeah, thank you so much for supporting the campaign. All right. So your boy Zach, let's see, was this it? There we go. A little too late. SJW Comic Book Pros finally realized they went too far. What a great title. Uh, so he mentions Aubrey Sitterson. I'm going to get to this one. But you know what was interesting is at the end of this video, Zach started talking about forgiveness and like, yeah, you talk to people as though they're regular people and you fix things. And something that I've sort of noticed 2016, at least on my own level, my personal level, I did like family members and friends and everybody sort of fell into the trap that I don't know, it's set by social media, politicians. I'm not sure exactly how this all worked. Some kind of crazy phenomenon where everybody suddenly has to share their political opinions and be very vocal about it. And it, it was bad. I'll say, like, just on a personal level, I learned too much about people that I'm kind of close to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, not my immediate family, but family members. I've learned too much about coworkers, political opinions, too much about friends' political opinions, all of this stuff. And what it does is it sort of colored things for the future 4 years. Now, I'm not the only one I'm going to blame here. Primarily is actually social media. It is a problem. I think for all the good that social media can do, the evils of social media are just awful. So beyond that, though, at some point you realize, hey, this is not helpful. And I had one of those moments. I'm going to pull up. I just learned how to actually do an incognito window. People always said, hey, do incognito. You're blocked. Just open it incognito. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Now I know what it means. So here I go. This is incognito. Why? Because Aubrey Sitterson has me blocked. But Zach did the video about Aubrey Sitterson, so I'm not going to get onto that. Basically, Aubrey Sitterson said that, you know, a few years back, I did irrevocable damage to my career after getting caught up in online political histrionics. Don't make the same mistake I did. Take a step back, assess what really matters, what really makes a difference, and realize that it ain't on social media. To which there were a lot of responses like, Amen, brother. Amen, brother. Same dude. Wish I would have kept my mouth shut. Stuff like that. This is such a legit truth. And I realized it wasn't just me or my family. I didn't take to Twitter to tell, to shame people. But even still, it just, for some reason, 2016, it became the norm to talk about politics in a very open, flippant, and aggressive way. From there, things didn't improve. And if your business relies on social media, it got just insane. And so this is the fallout. This is not just one example. These are several examples of so many people that have agreed. They had the same exact problems. And so kind of going back to what your boy Zach was saying, but he mentioned giving, listening to people, talking to people. If you're a comic book pro, you talk to people, and all you have to do is act like a normal person. Politics don't have to be part of the conversation, and that's the weird thing, is that it's become so normal to put it right in your Twitter name, even profile name, whatever they call it. Your politics have to be right there in your face in everything that you do. When in reality, in real life, if I go to a grocery store, if I'm pumping gas, whatever I'm doing, I'm not asking anybody. I'm not telling anybody. You just kind of, there's so many other things to talk about and think about. So the maddening thing is, like, about a year ago, I had, I don't know, there were probably 12 people on Twitter that were trying to get me to, you know, disavow other YouTubers, other channels, other groups of people that, you know, it's just ridiculous. When I look back at it, it's just the silliest thing. Because would you ask anybody if you I'm thinking about this too, because everybody's kind of flipping out right now over Donald Trump, uh not strongly enough or forcefully enough disavowing white supremacy. uh what, you know, I'll leave that up to you to decide. But everybody is now treated like you are, for some reason, in control of the country, and that your opinions matter, and that you ought to disavow something or make a public statement, all this kind of stuff, because you feel like you're now your own White House press secretary. This is an illusion. None of this is real. It doesn't matter at all. And so you know, Aubrey Sitterson, oh, we could totally agree on this. Now, when I first started this channel, I was really into trying to get somebody I disagreed with so that we could sit down and talk. Now, it wasn't about debating or doing like some ownage or anything. I just genuinely wanted to talk about the issues, because from my perspective, I don't understand why people are so far off, and why everybody insisted everybody insisted that Comicscape was a hate group, when clearly it wasn't. I mean, objectively speaking, it's none of that made sense. And so I wanted to have that conversation. Nobody on the other side would have that conversation. Now, though, it's almost like uh, you feel like you can't talk to people because you're just going to make waves if you talk to people. The truth is, though, that's the cure. You talk to people. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody that has a different political opinion, face to face? uh, Generally, most of the time, I can have like a totally civil conversation and move on, and you know, you're still friends. You can have a nuanced conversation. On social media, you cannot. So it is a trap. The incentive is just likes. Even this right here, 106 likes. What does that even mean? Most of those people don't even remember that they liked this tweet. They're going around clicking on things. They don't remember. It is meaningless. And in the meantime, if your career has been destroyed in comics, if it has been so damaged because of what you did on social media, what good is social media? The point of it was to network. The point of social media is to sell your books. If you can't do that there, or if it's giving you the opposite effect, then it's no good. It's a net disadvantage. So I don't know. I think I've been finding a better a use of Twitter, especially lately, which might be a little bit boring to my followers, because all I do is just talk about my books for the most part. I'll ask questions here or there, but having political discussions or political, you know, debates, even, Twitter is not the place to have it. It's not the place to be making public statements. Twitter wanted it to be that case for so long. They wanted it to be the place where news happens. It's just not. It's not suitable for that kind of thing. YouTube is so much better. You can have long form conversation, and you can have some nuance. Uh, that didn't exist before, or it doesn't exist on other forms of social media. So the point is, The other part of this is that you don't want to get into the trap of trying to convince other people or treat other people like they are some kind of a politician, and that they need to make a public statement or make a stand. That's how all of this started. I guarantee it. Aubrey Sitterson felt perhaps a little bit of pressure, or at least a little bit of incentive to speak out a few years ago and be, get caught up in online political histrionics. He probably thought that, but he was wrong, and those people were wrong for trying to make him do that. It was ridiculous, ridiculous. I'm never gonna do that. I'm not gonna ask people to, unless you're talking about an actual politician or some kind of major corporation, or like there's these big things. That's what they're for. They often have responsibilities to make public statements. If you're just a comic book professional, somebody working in comic books, you have no responsibility. In fact, it is to your detriment to do it. Don't get caught up in it. All right, so appreciate everybody for watching the video. Those are my thoughts. So I hope I'm not trying to redo the same video, but my point is, I think I added my points. Okay, you got it. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next video.